What's up, YouTube? This is Antithesis, and once again, ready to shake my fist at the void some more. And today I want to talk about the Trumpstein stuff, all these emails from Jeffrey Epstein's estate that are basically showing all kinds of crazy shit about Trump, knowing about the girls' operation for Epstein, knowing about the sex trafficking ring for children, and all that crazy stuff that he has, up to this point, had just enough reason, like not even reasonable, because in my opinion, he's like, it's been obvious that he was a pedophile and involved in Jeffrey Epstein's pedophile ring for the better part of like 5 or 6 years now. I don't know how you can have any other opinion after his first term was over. Anyways, now it's getting to the point where it's like, yeah, it's kind of obvious that he's a pedophile. And the thing that's coming to my mind is all those people who support the death penalty. I don't know if you've had a conversation like that before or recently, but it used to be a very popular, a hot button issue to talk about whether or not we should have the death penalty. And a lot of conservatives were really for the death penalty. A lot of them probably still are. And one of the main reasons they give, if you ask them, they'll say, well, because pedophiles. I think pedophiles should be killed. I think they should kill pedophiles 3 times if they can. And it's like, okay, well, Trump is now being increasingly shown to be a pedophile. Do you want to kill Trump? No. What's changed? Well, we know that it's not about the ideas for Trump's voters. We know it has nothing to do with what actually is. It's about how things make them feel. It's about the vibes. It's about what makes them feel like they're crushing their opposition. They're owning the libs or whatever, right? But the thing is, if you're a Trump supporter out there, how are you handling this? Like, how are you digesting this? Are you okay with supporting a pedophile? Like, that's just such an extreme leap for me, for a lot of people. Like, so many people that I know that have really harsh opinions, or at least say they have very harsh opinions whenever pedophilia comes up. You know, they're like oddly okay with Donald Trump and his bullshit that he's been pulling with this whole Jeffrey Epstein stuff. And not to mention, they have been very quiet over the fact that Republicans as a party, almost unanimously, with the exception of Thomas Massie and a few others, and now that number is getting higher, but up to this point, the Republicans have almost been unanimously blocking the Epstein files release in the House of Representatives. And they're likely to try to block it in the Senate. John Thune and all the other fucks in the Senate are probably going to try to vote against it because they don't want their dear leader to be exposed as a pedophile that he is. So if you're a Republican voter, does it not, or even an independent who tends to vote conservative sometimes, like, does it bother you that one party seems to be like all in on defending a pedophile, like, sex trafficking ring? You know, I don't know. It's just, it's like, it's one of those things where if it were a cartoon, people would accuse it of being over the top or too on the nose, right? But it's not. It's real life. And it's like people are still supporting Trump. I saw a poll earlier today on YouTube where apparently Trump still has 36% approval rating, a 36% approval rating. It's like, bro, what does this guy have to do? Do we have to literally see him fucking a kid on camera for people to say, oh, this is probably not something we should be endorsing. This is probably not a politician we should be voting for or having represent us on a world stage or any stage for that matter. He should probably be in prison for all the shit that he did. But he won't go to prison. You know, I don't think he will. I would love to see it. I would love to see Donald Trump in handcuffs and going to prison. I don't think it'll happen because the Democrats are incredibly weak. And Chuck Schumer is just, oh man, L after L after L. But anyways, we're not talking about the Democrats and Chuck Schumer. We're talking about Trumpstein pedophile shit. And yeah, I don't know if you guys saw, there is an email where Jeffrey Epstein accuses Donald Trump, not accuses, I'm sorry, that's a wrong word to use because he doesn't go to Donald Trump and say, you did this. He tells somebody, he says something in one of his emails to the effect of, ask him if he has, ask Putin, I think it was ask Putin if he has the pictures of Trump blowing Bubba. And Bubba is, from what I can tell online, Bubba is Bill Clinton's nickname. I ain't never heard nobody call that motherfucker Bubba. But apparently, that's his nickname amongst the people that his friends, right? So, which is kind of wild to think about, right? Like, think about Trump's old wrinkly face. I don't, you know what, never mind. Don't think about that, actually. I'm sorry, take that back. I'll take that back. Don't think about that. But instead of thinking about that, instead of torturing yourself like that, like I just did for a few seconds, instead, let's think about all the things that Donald Trump did as, all the things that he should be going to prison for, and all the people that are still supporting him despite all the shit that he's done. Despite the fact that Jeffrey Epstein has been it's been exposed now in these emails that Jeffrey Epstein was having private communications with people in his inner circle, like Michael Wolff and other people like that, Ghislaine Maxwell, his wife, and his accomplice. talking to these people and telling them like, oh yeah, Trump knew about the girls. Of course he knew about the girls. There was one where he said something about Trump was so entranced by like little girls wearing swimsuits or whatever, that he like walked into a glass door, not realizing it was closed because he was so fucking cartoonishly like attracted to the little girls. Somebody was like, bro, what am I reading right now? Like what what is happening? I don't know. Is it me, or is this like what? Like what is that? Why are you able to do that? And like no one cares. Like I don't know. It's really weird to me, but I'm gonna keep this one a little bit short. I don't really have too much to say about this. I think I've made it clear on this channel how I feel about Donald Trump and all that stuff in general. And the Epstein files is no different. If you want to know exactly what I think, Donald Trump is a pedophile. He absolutely has been a part or party to a child sex trafficking ring. He strikes me as that type of person. Wealthy, rich asshole from New York City. Donor class, top 1%. He strikes me as that type of person. Sorry, I don't know what to tell you. He's a pedophile. I know. I don't know. What strikes me is how many people. I was shocked how many people looked past the fact that he was a sexist. I'm sorry, not a sexist, a rapist, because he raped all those women, or at the very least sexually assaulted some of them who accused him. I have no reason to believe he didn't assault all of them, but whatever. That's just me throwing it out there. I don't have any basis for that, I guess. Well, I do, but no proof. I should say that. I don't have proof for that, but I definitely have a solid basis for thinking that. But I was surprised that nobody cared he was a rapist and still voted for him the first term and the second term. And it surprises me even more how many people still support him despite him being almost certainly a child sex offender. It's just, I don't know, crazy. Crazy. I don't. If you still support Trump, if you're out there and you still support Trump, or you're MAGA or however the fuck you say it, let me know in the comments. What do you think? Do you think that supporting Trump is acceptable anymore? Because before you say it, I don't give a fuck about Bill Clinton. Period. I'm a registered Democrat because I needed to be a registered Democrat to vote for Bernie Sanders in 2016. That's it. Besides that, I'm an independent. I don't give a fuck about the Democratic Party either. I mean, they're better than the Republicans by a long shot, but I'm not like a fucking fan. And I think some of my videos on this channel have done a pretty good job illustrating how I feel about the Democratic Party, at least the Democratic Party establishment politicians like Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries and so on and so forth, Nancy Pelosi and all them. But if you are a Trump supporter or were a Trump supporter, was this the reason that made you stop supporting him? If not, what was the reason that made you stop supporting him? And if you still support him, how the fuck can you still support him with all of this, with the child pedophilia shit? The rapism shit, the rapist shit, okay, whatever. Maybe, you don't care about women. Maybe you hate women, whatever. But how do you support someone who is almost certainly a child sex offender, a pedophile? Just a question I was curious about. I'm genuinely curious because so far, every Republican voter that I've run into, MAGA is real quiet right now. They don't have a whole lot to say. And I don't blame them, honestly, personally. I mean, they're all retards anyway, or at least most of them are. Well, they're all kind of retards, even if you're either retarded or dishonest, put it that way. But anyways, let me know what you think, if you, whether you're a Trump supporter or not. If you are not a Trump supporter, let me know what was the point when you thought, what was the point, because there have been so many points like this throughout his political career. What was the point where you thought, if there were multiple, let me know, that his career was over? Because I'm at a point right now where I feel like this is the end for Donald Trump. This is it. But this isn't the first time I felt this way. Every time I feel this way, he somehow comes back because his voters have the memory of a fucking goldfish. But anyways, let me know what you think as far as would this be the end, and if you thought that the end was coming before, and if so, when was that, and how many times has it happened, and how many times have you been wrong? For me, it's been about 4 times, and I've been wrong every single one. Yeah, I'll be on here next time. I'll continue to make some more content and jump on here next time I feel the urge to shake my fist at the void again. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.